In this video, we're going to be solving linear combinations, what I have labeled harder problems. It's not that they're harder, it's just got more steps in order to solve it. Right here, as I'm looking at these two equations, we've done things in the past where one of the letters automatically goes away, another one where you have to multiply one of the equations. Well, in this case, that's not going to work to just multiply one of them, because there's not a whole number to multiply by 2 to get to 3. So if I look here, I've got one that's positive and one that's negative on the y's. Well, that's good, but what can I multiply by this equation and what can I multiply by this equation in order to get the y's to disappear? Well, let's do this. Let me take the top equation. I'm going to take a 2 and put it right here. And on the bottom number, I'm going to put a 3 here, because see, that'll make the y's be 6. So if I rewrite them over here, I get 2 times 2x, which is 4x, 2 times negative 3, which is negative 6y, 2 times negative 11, which is negative 22. I get 3 times x, which is 9x, 3 times 2 plus 6y, 3 times 29 gives you 87. Now combine these two equations. 13x, the y's cancel out, equal 65. If you divide by 13, x equals 5. So for my solution, x is 5, and we don't know y. We've got to find it. I'm going to choose one of my two equations. I'm just going to choose this one up here. For me, it doesn't matter which one, as long as you choose one of the original ones to make sure it's the least amount of mistakes right here. So I'm going to take x is 5, and I'm going to substitute it in here for x. So I get 2 times 5 minus 3y equals negative 11. 10 minus 3y equals negative 11. I'm going to subtract 10 from each side. Negative 3y equals negative 21. Divide by negative 3, y equals 7. My solution is 5, 7. The next one. If you look here, again, there's nothing that goes into 4, not a whole number that gives me 6. There's not a whole number times 3 to give me 7. So what I like to do is look and see, is one positive and one negative? Yep, right here. So let's go through and multiply and take the top number times 4 and the bottom number times 6. I don't need to do negative because they're already opposite signs. So let's rewrite this. 4 times 6 is 24x. 4 times 3 is 12y. 4 times 27 is 108. And the bottom one, 6 times negative 4 is negative 24x. 6 times 7, 42y. 6 times 27 is 162. So as I put these together, the x's cancel. I get 54y equals 270. Divide by 54. And I get y equals 5. So for my solution, y is 5, but I've got to find x. So I'm going to take this right here. I'm going to bring this equation down. 6x plus 3y equals 27. Y is 5. Take y, put that in here for x. I'm sorry, not for x, for y. You always have to make sure that you substitute in for the correct variable. Okay, so I'm going to take 3 times y, which is 3 times 5, and that equals 27. 6x plus 15 equals 27. Subtract 15 from each side. 6x equals 12. Divide by 6. X equals 2. So my solution is 2, 5. The next one, Okay, if you look at this one, I'm looking through and I'm trying to figure out what I need to do. Well, see, none of these work evenly or nicely to which you can multiply one equation. There's not one that one is positive, one is negative. So I'm going to look here. Let's do this. Let's multiply this top equation by -5. Okay, I need a negative times a negative to make this positive. Do the bottom equation by 3. Now you could have done 4 and -3 or whatever to get rid of the x's. I'm just choosing to get rid of the y's this time. So I have 4 times -5, which is -20x, -5 times -3, which is +15y, equals -5 times 11, -55. The bottom one, 3 times 3, is 9x. 3 times -5, -15y. 3 times -11 equals -33. So now let's go. Let's see, I've got -11x equals, right here, that's -88. Divide by -11, x equals 8. So for my solution, my x is 8, but I don't know my y. Choose one of the two equations. I'll go up here. I'm just going to choose the first one. 4x minus 3y equals 11. X is 8. I'm going to take this and substitute this in here for x. And I get 4 times 8 minus 3y equals 11. 32 minus 3y equals 11. Subtract 32 from each side. -3y equals -21. Divide by -3. Y equals 7. So my solution is 8, 7. Another one. As I look here, these have bigger numbers, so I'm going to have to use some multiplying on my calculator here. I could multiply this number by -5 and this one by 3, or to get rid of the y's, one's positive, one's negative already. So let's go up here and multiply this one by 6 and this one by 8. And I go to rewrite it. 6 times 3 is 18x. 6 times 8 is 48y. 6 times 81. Oh, golly, Miss Molly. All right. So I've got 6 times 81 gives me 486. So I come back over here. 8 times 5 is 40x. 8 times -6, -48y. Okay, that's good. The y's will cancel. Equals 8 times -39. So I have -39 times 8. That equals -312. So as I come back over here, I get 58x. These cancel. What is that? Let's see, I've got 174. And I divide by 58. Let's take 174 divided by 58, and that's 3. X equals 3. My solution, I've got 3 and then some number. So let me take the first equation again, bring it down here. 3x plus 8y equals 81. I'm going to substitute x, 3 in here for x. So I have 3 times x, which is 3 times 3, plus 8y equals 81. 9 plus 8y equals 81. Subtract 9 from each side. 8y equals 72. Divide by 8. Y equals 9. So my solution is 3, 9. Oh, we have some more. Let's try this one right here. Press pause and see how you do. I will take and multiply my top equation. See my y's, one is positive, one's negative? Well, let's multiply this one by 2 and this one by 7. You could have done the x's. I have 2 times 5, which is 10x. 2 times 7, 14y. 2 times negative 1, which is negative 2. 7 times 4, 28x. 7 times negative 2y, negative 14y. 7 times 22. I believe that's 154. Sure is. Now this is 38x. Whoop, let me have the 8 there. The y's cancel. Equals 152. Divide by 38. X equals 152 divided by 38, which is 4. So my solution, x is 4, but I don't know y. I'm going to choose my top equation. Bring this down here. 5x plus 7y equals negative 1. X is 4. Let's substitute that in here. I have 5 times x, 5 times 4, plus 7y equals negative 1. 20 plus 7y equals negative 1. Subtract 20 from each side. 7y equals negative 21. Divide by 7. Y equals negative 3. So my solution is 4, negative 3. Here we go. Let's try another one. I think, yep, we have 2 more to do, if we can get through those. Right here, figure out which one you're going to multiply by. Look, I got positive and negatives. So let's take this top one by 2, this bottom one by 9. And let's rewrite that. 2 times 5 is 10x. 2 times 9 is 18y. 2 times 122 equals 224. 9 times 3 is 27x. 9 times negative 2 is negative 18y. 9 times 8 is 72. I get 37x. The y's cancel out. That's 296. Divide by 37. And I take 296 divided by 37, and I get 8. My solution, my x number is 8, and I don't know my y. I'm going to choose this one right here because it's got smaller numbers. I don't want to do with 112. 3x minus 2y equals 8. X is 8. I'm going to substitute that in right here. 3 times 8 minus 2y equals 8. I want 24 minus 2y equals 8. Subtract 24 from each side. Negative 2y equals negative 16. Divide by negative 2. X equals 8. Wait, where did I lose my x? Sorry, this is supposed to be y. Woo! All right, but I still wrote it up there right. Okay, the last problem. Right here. Now, if it was me, I would do the top number by 10, the bottom number by 3, 3 because one's positive, one's negative. But let me do one with a negative right here. I'm going to multiply right here, and I'm going to do this one by just a 5. I'm going to do the bottom one by -2, because you can multiply by a negative number. So right here I've got 5 times 3, which is 15x. See, you know, even if you choose a different letter, your end result would be the same thing. 5 times 2 is 10y, getting ahead of myself. 5 times -9 equals -45. -2 times -10 is 20x. -2 times 5, -10y. Ah, there we got that. That's good. -2 times -5 is +10. Let's combine them. I have 35x, these cancel, equals -35. When I divide by 35, x equals -1. So for my solution, x is -1, and let's figure out what y is. I'm going to take this top equation right here and rewrite it. 3x plus 2y equals -9. X is -1. I'm going to take that and substitute it in there. I have 3 times -1 plus 2y equals -9. -3 plus 2y equals -9. I'm going to add 3 to each side. 2y equals -6. Divide by 2. Y equals -3. So my solution is -1, -3.